Mecha isn't dead, it's undead in Image Comics' new punk rock haunted house Mecha. And that's a concept if I've ever heard of one. I've had my eyes on the series for a while, and Image Comics was kind enough to send me a review copy. And of course, I am talking about the new series called Homesick Pilots. So let's get into my minor spoiler review, starting off with what the heck it's about besides a lot. So the story follows a punk rock high school band called the Homesick Pilots. And one night they're watching a rival band's gig and they're like, we can do an even better job than that. And Ami, the lead singer, she's like, I have an idea for a perfect venue to show them up, to one-up them. Let's do it in a murder house in this infamous, notorious, creepy place where people say they get lost for like weeks. But what they find inside when they scope out the venue is more than they bargained for. And I have to give major props to the illustrator here. When I look at the series, like one of the first things that jumps out to you is the coloring and the artwork. It's like almost atmospherically gothic at times, and then it has these splashes and doses of neon bright punk lighting and coloring, and it gives it this almost poppy, otherworldly, supernatural vibe to it, which I absolutely adore. You know, I love color. I did an entire video on it, and just looking at the pages makes me feel like Nicolas Cage in The Color Out of Space, just like going, the color, the color.
The color. The color.
Anyway, I just wanted to quote that movie. You should watch it. But anyway, that coincidentally, Color Out of Space is a cosmic horror movie. So I feel like the neon vibes, they signal that something unnatural is afoot here. And there are these awesome sequences where the panels are all tipsy and turvy and it feels surreal, like you're in a dream, or should I say nightmare. So those panels are fabulous. I heard this, it was either the writer or the illustrator who described this as Power Rangers meets The Shining, and I am all for The Shining nightmare time. Give me nightmares. I love my horror. That's what I'm all about, and this is what this comic in issue 1 is delivering so far. However, with a lot of psychological horror, there is deeper meaning at work here, and I found a really interesting interview with a Hollywood Reporter that went on to explain that the haunted house is the human head. It's a container full of traumas and horrors and broken bits and pieces, and we muddle through it the very best we can. This book is about what happens when the ghosts escape the house and how we can let them destroy us or learn to walk with them. So even like within the very first issue, I feel like there's a setup between the band members and the house, that the band members, they're a little rough around the edges, they're delinquents, and then the house itself is a fixer-upper and the ghosts themselves have issues. So they can maybe learn to help each other out and grow together, and I like that thematic setup right there. And the first issue focuses on Ami, and my heart breaks for her, and I don't want to give a spoiler, but it goes a little bit into her backstory and why she might be drawn to the house. So I'll leave that for you to find out, but overall, this was a really interesting start. It's explosive. Like, this isn't necessarily a spoiler because it was promoted by the illustrator, but the opening sequence is just jaw-dropping. You see the house like breaking apart and reassembling itself to turn into this like eldritch humanoid form, and the detailing was phenomenal, and that's what hooked me into the series, but I'm here to stay for the characters and to find out the story. And I'm excited about this one. It's a really innovative, creative premise. It's a genre bender, and I want to read more of it. But anyways, if you plan on reading it, if you know of any other really awesome horror comics, let me know down below. Thank you guys and girls and baddies and ghouls for watching, and I'll catch you all on the flip side. See ya.